Good morning, Sunday check-in day for me. In this video I will be alone because Clio is at work, so she will join in the afternoon. So I need to take my check-in pictures, and what I like to have, like this is my setup. So I like to bring my own light so I can adapt the lighting as I want. We have the tripod. Then we have a mirror here to see what we're doing, and then we have the black background here. We will do some poses to take the check-in photos. Then I will do some vacuums now that I'm upstairs. Hydration when I'm done from the check-in pictures. And then I will do meditation. I will get dressed, then I will go down, submit the check-in, and then off we go for the cardio, steps, and then back home to eat the first meal. Most of the times, like check-in picture is difficult to pose, especially when you are dehydrated. You need to drink water, but you don't want to drink water. You don't need to drink water because you need faster pictures. And yeah, that's one hard thing because you can feel your muscles, so you don't have really good mind-muscle connections. You can't keep the tension so much in, you get tired easily. So that's why morning hydration is really important. Done from vacuums, done from check-in, done from meditation. Now it's time to go to the gym to do morning cardio, steps. Back from cardio and steps. Now I will prepare the first meal, which I will have bread, cheese, bagel, eggs, egg whites, and some veggies. The first meal is high fat because after all the things I have done, I am starving. And again, high fat, but it only takes like 2 hours for me to get hungry again. So I'm going to prepare this, then eat, and I'll show you the end result when it's ready. Meal 1 is ready. So we have here the eggs, veggies, egg whites, and the bread. And here the bagel with the cheese, 1 egg at the top. And I put on the cheese before I put it on the microwave. Oregano and chives. It gives a really nice taste. So yeah, meal in See you, I'm hungry. So now I am done from a client call and I am going to do some posing. We have a posing university call today. So yeah, I will do my posing there, drilling rounds. And you will see me posing and then eating pre-workout meal, have another client call, and then time for gym. What?
I feel like you're shoving your hips forward to me. Good and turn.
No.
Maybe not.
I'm pushing slightly the glutes, but I'm not shoving up.
Good stuff. I just want to pin Minas. Something's not right. Hit back on the heel a little bit, on the right heel. Don't push your glutes forward so much. And have your stance a little bit closer. Feel like your legs, yeah. Lift up into the shot. Yeah. That's better. That's better. You're starting to like really push your hips forward towards me. A bit too much. Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
No, the vacuum washing machine is on. So I didn't feel like I was pushing my hips to the front, to be honest.
Maybe it's the camera. It looks like it.
Okay, I will not do the pose again.
It looks like you're kind of like relaxing your hips forward a bit.
Oh.
Maybe it's the camera. Maybe it's. Good. I'm going to use that excuse from now on. Maybe it's the camera. I'm not sure. Alright, let's go again.
So done from posing for rounds in with hold. That was four hell of a rounds. But yeah, it was nice. I will do one more round alone as well right now, and then I have one more call while cooking post-workout meal. Pre-workout shake, we have glycerol and non-steam pre-workout. So I'm on a 30-day detox. I'm already on the 11th day today, which that concludes no video games, which fuck, I really like playing, but everything we're doing, it has its reasons. No caffeine, no random scrolling on the phone, we try to avoid that. No music with lyrics, no podcast, not something that makes you get out of your thought or change the way you're processing your thoughts. We're reading books, we're meditating every day for 20 minutes. No sugars except from fruits, honey, and what else was there? Yeah, it's 7 days Instagram unfollow spree. And why you're doing that is you try to remove people that you don't have something to, they don't have something to give you or something to gain from them, or you are not attached to them. So what is the reason of this detox? Is so you can relax your spirit, be more in contact with yourself, be again more get off that, what's everyone doing now in social media? Yeah, I'm addicted to that. Yeah, no. Get that shit out of your mind. So that's why I am doing that. This is the second time that I'm doing it. The first time, I think it was easier than this time, because it was just the moment when I arrived here, and I think it was kind of easier. So today we have chest and back. I think I showed this training before, but again, we're committed and consistent to what we're doing. So we have the same split again. We start with chest with incline press. The only thing that's left to do in here with the songs that are playing is someone starting to shaking off his ass. training done and dusted. Fuck yeah. And look who I found while I was training. Ooh, hey sexy lady. Back home to eat because I'm fucking hungry. And yeah, Clio came almost at the end of my workout. She did her steps. She has rest day today. Now, post-workout meal, we have 100 grams of cereals, 30 grams of apricots, and 40 grams of protein. After this meal, I will clean the house. I need to prepare food for tomorrow, to prepare my meals for tomorrow. Then I have to do some steps, but I think I will finish them in the house and then some editing before the next meal. So see you again at the next meal. So, fourth meal, 100 grams of oats because I don't digest them really good. I blend them with 100 grams of pineapple, 50 grams of protein, and 20 grams of dates. Now we have with us for the day Clio. I hope you know Clio. And we wanted to discuss about the different things about actually the difference between a dietitian and nutritionist, between an online coach. What is the difference between the two? And in my perspective, they focus more on weight loss. So they won't tell you to go to the gym, be active in your day. They will just give you calories based on your BMI to put you in a calorie deficit to lose weight, not to lose fat. They don't care either about fat, either about muscle. They just want you to lose weight. So an online coach now focus more on one of the two things. So if you want to lose fat, they will focus and they will tell you what to do during your day. I want them to start with more calories in their day, and then based on the cardio, on the steps, on training, that's how they go in the calorie deficit. This is how I like to work. Imagine if the body is a train. Giving them more food in, more fuel, they are going to keep the energy higher, and their body burns more calories throughout the day. That's why we normally work on 5 meals, depends on each individual. And based on that, that's how we boost the metabolism or the calorie burn throughout the day. And yeah, I wanted to see Clio perspective because she has done
clinical nutrition.
So she see the difference in clinical nutrition and nutrition that we use for bodybuilding, or let's say difference of fat loss. So what are your view on that?
It's pretty simple. You have to separate weight loss from fat loss. And nutritionists, their goal is different, right? You have to differentiate the goal of health versus a physique goal. Nutritionists are focused on improving your health. Because let's take the example of the US. Obviously, there's an obesity problem. Most people are carrying around too much weight, like actual weight in kilograms or pounds or whatever you want. And that's putting too much stress on their heart, on their lungs, their vascular system, their kidneys, their joints, everything. So they need to lose weight, just actual weight in kilos or pounds, in order to be healthier. So whether that weight loss comes from fat or muscle or water, it doesn't really make a difference, because the moment they are lighter, their body is gonna be healthier. And also nutritionists, they go based on guidelines that usually come from some kind of organization or the government. So right now they're probably following the BMI, so the body mass index, that does not really take into consideration muscle mass versus fat mass. So a nutritionist's job is to get you into a healthy BMI, okay? That doesn't mean that you're gonna look the way that you want to look. Whereas having an online coach that's focused on physique goals, that's more subjective, right? It's not on objective data like actual weight, because in the end, it's not the actual weight that's the goal, it's the visuals. So it takes longer, so it's a because losing simply weight is fast, but actually losing fat and building muscle in order to sculpt your muscle to what I'm guessing everyone is looking to build, kind of a toned physique, right? Even if you don't want to look like a bodybuilder, everyone wants to look a little bit toned, to not look flabby, right? Look a little bit like toned up, tighten up. So in order to do that, that means that you want to lose fat and build muscle. That's a slow process, and that's where it's no longer just a simple calories in, calories out formula. It's not simple maths anymore. That's where micronutrients come into play. That's where your macro distribution, your meal timing comes into play. Quality of food sources comes into play. And of course, your resistance training and plus or minus cardio. So that's not something that any dietitian can learn at school, because that's just not in the curriculum. And it's so on a case-by-case basis that there's no like one-size-fits-all protocol anyway. So how an online coach can help is, first of all, having that objective set of eyes that has seen many other bodies except from yours and can compare experience, knowledge, and also kind of the willingness to take some risks and experiment, because bodybuilding is a lot of trial and error. And if you're not willing to kind of, accept the risk of error, you won't get the benefits, like no risk, no reward kind of mentality, I think.
Totally agree with you. We had a question the previous time about what to focus on the nutrition and how to make the abs more visible, which basically for abs is the amount of body fat you have on. Like, you need to go in a calorie deficit. You need to lose the fat that you have on your body so you can make the abs more visible. But what I wanted to ask you to say your opinion is about the nutrition aspect. Like, how do you think someone can focus on the nutrition to lose, or what can they do? Are there any tricks? Are there any tweaks?
Well, first of all, to be honest, I don't think, that saying that like abs are made in the kitchen, I think it's absolute bullshit. The truth is, abs are made in your genetics. And if you have shitty genetics and you don't have good abs, I'm sorry, but you'll never have good abs. You can work your whole world. And then you have like those people who like have never stepped a foot in the gym, yet they walk around with six-pack abs. It's pure genetics. Then of course you might have good genetics, genetically blessed abs, but you have a higher body fat and you can't see them. In that case, yeah, it's a simple case of losing that body fat, which needs to be in a calorie deficit. The way you're gonna get into that calorie deficit, it's not that important, especially like if you just have body fat for losing the initial body fat. How easily you will lose that belly fat is also based on your genetics and your hormones, estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, prolactin. They affect the distribution of fat and therefore fat loss, and they tend to target on the belly area. Like we do have the cortisol belly or the hormonal belly, because they tend to promote storage around the waistline. And same thing also with visceral fat, especially if you've had years of like eating really processed junk food, saturated fats. You probably have a lot of fat inside, right? Like inside your body, around your organs. And that's what's also making your waist wider. And that's probably the hardest fat to lose. And it's gonna take a long time. But then there's other aspects, because you also have skin quality, right? If you have like thick skin or a lot of loose skin because you were fat as a kid, that's probably gonna make your abs like less visible. Whereas if you have like paper skin, then you're gonna see them. As far as nutrition, like little things that you can do, I think it's just digestion, If you have a healthy digestion and you don't have bloating, it's gonna make your waist smaller, and that's gonna minimize also like the water retention around your midsection. So it might make your abs a little bit tighter.
I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, for example, in my case, the first time that I was trying to cut down after the bulk I did, it was only a matter of like losing the fat that I built there, because I'm a guy that only keeps fat on the belly. So my body, when I lean down, it loses the fat from everywhere else. And the last place is glutes and the midsection. The fat loss phase to lose like fat, that can help as well.
Yeah, but it's not gonna change the shape of your abs.
Yeah, not the shape, but like to how make your abs more visible.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
shape of the abs, yeah, it's basically on genetics.
Yeah, you wanna make them more visible, you probably have to be like almost single digit body fat, to be honest. Unless you have very, very well developed abs. And I think that's also one thing that we need to touch based on. The muscle groups that you have the most development in, that are like your strongest, are the ones that are gonna stay the leanest, are the least kind of likely to put on fat, and the easiest to lean out, right? So you'll see a lot of people, like, if they have really strong quads, they pretty much have like striated quads year round. While for other people it's shoulders, or it's back, or it's arms, or chest. And for some people, it's also abs. Some people, they have like really, really well developed abs, and even in the off season, yeah, they get softer, but there's still some solid definition there. So you really like care about having abs, and you're someone who wants to have abs kind of like year round, especially if you're in kind of like the physique business and you want to kind of maintain your picture for social media or whatever, then definitely work on building those abs. That means training them with the same mindset like you train every other body, like every other muscle group. Yeah, you're gonna have to like set a set amount of volume. You're gonna have to apply progressive overload, allow recovery and consistency over time.
The question is answered. So we're still packing for our small trip for a month. And so see you again at the next meal. Last meal, I have 100 grams of rice, 200 grams of beef, 100 grams of veggies, and then I added some pickled cucumbers. We're done packing from the big things. Tomorrow, some minor things to pack before we leave to go to Grand Rapids. So this is the end. Good night, and thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.